The coastal city of Busan, known for its sweeping beaches and vibrant urban culture, has suddenly found itself at the epicenter of a global tourism boom, and the catalyst isn't a new theme park or government promotion, but the unparalleled excitement surrounding BTS's highly anticipated return to full group performances. Fans around the world, known affectionately as ARMY, are not just buzzing about the music, they're booking flights and hotel rooms in record numbers, months ahead of the first Arirang World Tour shows slated for June 12th and 13th, 2026. Within 48 hours of the tour announcement, online travel data from global accommodation platforms revealed a staggering 2,375% spike in searches for hotels and travel to Busan, outpacing interest in Seoul and highlighting the city's sudden prominence as a pilgrimage site for fans eager to see BTS live. What might have been a typical travel season has transformed into a fervent global rush, with demand coming as far as Japan, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and the Americas. The surge hasn't come without consequences. Long before BTS's June performances, hotel prices in major Busan districts like Haeundae and Gwangali have already soared, in some cases rising to 10 times their normal nightly rate as property owners capitalize on skyrocketing demand. Enthusiasm among fans is palpable, but so too is frustration from those struggling to secure reasonably priced accommodation. Reports have surfaced of confirmed bookings being canceled and relisted at inflated rates, prompting concern among international visitors and local authorities alike. Economists see BTS's impact as part of a larger cultural and economic wave that extends far beyond the music charts. The group's global influence, often referred to as BTSnomics, has historically driven significant tourism interest, and this latest world tour is no exception. With hotel searches in Busan and other host cities jumping by thousands of percent, industry analysts are already forecasting a substantial boost, not only to local lodging sectors, but also to retail, dining, and broader service industries. For Busan, the phenomenon presents both a tremendous opportunity and a logistical challenge. City officials are watching closely as the June concerts approach, working to balance the economic windfall with sustainable tourism practices. Meanwhile, fans continue to pack digital travel platforms, their excitement underscored by a willingness to travel across continents for a chance to see BTS perform together again, a stark reminder of the band's enduring draw and its transformative effect on global travel patterns. As the world watches BTS prepare for their Arirang World Tour, set to kick off in April 2026 and span dozens of cities across North America, Europe, Asia, and beyond, the reverberations of their comeback are already being felt far outside concert venues themselves. One striking example is the South Korean port city of Busan, where excitement over BTS's June concert dates has transformed ordinary travel planning into a global tourism frenzy. In the days after Big Hit Music announced the tour schedule and the Busan dates, online travel platforms recorded what experts are calling an unprecedented surge in hotel searches and bookings for the city, some climbing more than 2,300% compared with pre-announcement levels. Busan, which before was primarily known for its beaches and regional festivals, suddenly shot to the top of travel listings globally, said a spokesperson for a major hotel booking site, noting particularly strong interest from fans in Japan, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and the United States. But freighted demand has come with growing pains. Multiple reports from fans on travel forums and social media recount troubling experiences, confirmed reservations suddenly canceled without clear notice, only to be relisted at far higher prices. Sites tracking accommodation prices show that in some areas of Busan near popular districts like Haeundae and Gwangali, standard nightly rates for mid-range hotels have ballooned to nearly 10 times their usual rates for the peak concert dates. The backlash has been swift. Critics argue that the sudden price inflation, sometimes labeled rip-off pricing, unfairly exploits the fervor of ARMY fans, many of whom are planning international travel purely to see BTS perform live together again, for the first time since completing mandatory military service. One fan from the Philippines shared how their originally booked room at a modest rate was canceled and reappeared at a much steeper price, complicating budgeting for both tickets and travel. South Korean authorities have taken note. The Busan metropolitan government acknowledged receiving dozens of formal complaints related to abrupt booking cancellations and aggressive price hikes. While local regulations currently allow accommodations to set their own prices, officials are exploring enforcement options to curb unfair practices and protect visitors, particularly during such high-demand events. At a national level, South Korea's president publicly criticized exploitative pricing tactics, emphasizing the need to maintain fair market practices, even amid booming tourism. For a nation that has increasingly leaned on cultural exports, from K-pop to film and television, as a pillar of economic and cultural diplomacy, the BTS-driven tourism spike offers both an opportunity and a test of governance in the face of sudden global demand.
As the reality of BTS's long-awaited comeback tour begins to set in, the phenomenon has clearly evolved from fan excitement into a measurable economic force, reshaping local and global tourism markets. Data from global accommodation platforms shows that within just 48 hours of the tour's January announcement, travel searches for international trips to Seoul jumped by about 155%, while interest in Busan, host to BTS concerts in June, soared by a staggering 2,375%. In key Asian markets such as Japan, Hong Kong, and Taiwan, demand jumped by several thousand%, while domestic travel interest to Busan rose nearly 3,855%, underscoring the extraordinary pull of BTS's upcoming shows. Economists and tourism analysts are already labeling this surge a textbook example of BTS-nomics, the economic ripple effect created when BTS makes a major announcement. Traditionally, with large tours, visitors spend significantly on travel, accommodation, food, and local attractions, but experts say the scale of BTS's impact is expected to exceed typical concert tourism models, potentially generating economic activity many times greater than the cost of a single concert ticket. Cities hosting tour stops are already anticipating broad increases in consumer spending and local business revenues, from local restaurants to transport services. The effects are not limited to South Korea. Globally, countries on the tour itinerary are reporting similar boosts. A Brazilian news outlet noted a 600-fold increase in searches for bus tickets to Sao Paulo ahead of BTS's October concert there, reflecting how deeply fans are embedding travel into their concert-going plans. British and international media have also highlighted that this kind of tourism surge could have significant long-term effects on urban economies, especially in North America and Europe, where BTS will perform in cities like Los Angeles, Paris, and New York. Back in Busan, the city's sudden prominence as a destination for BTS fans has put pressure on both infrastructure and pricing. While travel interest is a boon for businesses, strains have appeared in the accommodation sector as demand far outstrips supply. Social media reports and travel site data indicate that hotels in popular areas, especially near concert venues and beachfront districts, are raising their rates sharply for concert dates and even relisting rooms at higher prices after cancellations. This has sparked frustration among many ARMY fans and raised concerns among local authorities about fair pricing practices and consumer protection. The involvement of government officials at higher levels, including statements from national leaders condemning exploitative pricing tactics, demonstrates how seriously authorities are taking these tourism dynamics. South Korea, which has increasingly leaned on cultural exports like K-pop to bolster its national brand and tourism appeal, recognizes that that maintaining a positive visitor experience is key to sustaining long-term benefits. BTS's return to the stage comes at a pivotal moment when the country is capitalizing on its global cultural influence, and the economic windfall from this world tour could ripple far beyond the concerts themselves. Even before the first note of the Arirang World Tour is played, BTS's global comeback is already rewriting the playbook for tourism economics. Following the official tour announcement in mid-January, travel demand has shifted dramatically. Searches for trips to Busan, the city hosting BTS concerts on June 12th-13th, surged an astonishing 2,375%, far outpacing even Seoul's increase in travel interest. Domestic searches for Busan jumped even more sharply, rising by as much as 3,855%. This incredible spike isn't just a headline statistic, it's the foundation of one of the most intense tourism booms South Korea has seen in years. According to industry observers, hotels across major Korean cities are reporting soaring reservation rates and early sellouts, with many properties near concert venues achieving occupancy levels usually only seen during peak holiday seasons. Yet the impact isn't limited to occupancy alone. In Busan especially, the buzz around BTS's performances has translated into dramatic price increases for hotel rooms, with some accommodations near premier districts like Haeundae and Gwangyali reporting rates as much as 10 times higher than usual for concert dates. These price surges stem not only from heightened demand, but also from strategic repricing by property owners hoping to capitalize on the extraordinary interest. The situation has prompted local government responses. Busan city officials have publicly pledged to clamp down on unfair pricing and price gouging practices, introducing reporting systems specifically for visitors to flag unreasonable accommodation rates ahead of the BTS concerts. The issue of price inflation isn't just theoretical. Many fans have reported confirmed reservations being suddenly canceled, only to see the same rooms relisted at much higher prices shortly afterward. Critics argue these tactics risk damaging Busan's reputation as a fair and welcoming destination, especially at a moment when the city aims to attract millions of international visitors annually by 2028. Despite these challenges, the BTS effect on tourism continues to extend far beyond overnight stays. Economists are noting a broader ripple effect across transportation, dining, retail, and cultural sectors in host cities, the kind of multi-sector economic activity typically associated with major global sporting events or international expos. Analysts quoted by international outlets describe BTS's world tour as a multi-continent tourism catalyst, capable of significantly boosting local economies across North America, Europe, and Asia. For fans, business owners, and city planners alike, the unfolding story around BTS's 2026 world tour is proof of the group's extraordinary cultural and economic influence, a phenomenon that turns every scheduled concert date into a tourism milestone with far-reaching consequences long before the first live performance even begins.